Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Average Korean Man from South Korea. Today, I am going to talk about young Korean workers who are suffering from debts. And today, I brought news, a very recent news actually, about 3 to 4 days old only. And so I'm going to read you the news. In Korea, there is a post-employment repayment scheme designed to help university students take out loans to pay for their tuition and pay back after they land a job. The system was first introduced in 2009 after existing school loan programs came under fire for pushing students to pay back their debt regardless of their employment status, turning them into credit delinquents. However, it's been recently reported that the number of young individuals who request to defer payment due to financial difficulties even after getting a job was at an all-time high last year, especially amid inflation and rising living costs. More and more young people are hard-pressed to repay student loans. The number of individuals who deferred repayments because they couldn't afford it surpassed 12,000 last year, marking the highest since the post-employment repayment system was implemented in 2009. It is a threefold surge from 5 years ago. The total amount of delinquencies also reached an all-time high last year with over 80,000 cases being reported, totaling some 93 billion won. The proportion of young people struggling with long-term debts has increased. The ratio of those taking more than 3 years to pay off their loans has stayed at around 10% for 2 years in a row, while it was only 3.1% 5 years ago. South Korea is facing growing calls for more proactive measures to end this kind of poverty affecting young people. So that is what the article is about. Young Korean workers who cannot pay back their loans, money they have borrowed from bank for their university tuition. And even after getting a job, they cannot pay back the money. And also the reporter did interviews with the workers who are suffering from debts. Basically, the reason is the rent fee is really high, and because of inflation, the price of pretty much everything has risen. So the salary that young Korean workers, or many young Korean workers, get paid is not enough to pay back the loan. But I guess this problem is not just in Korea, but happening all over the world, actually. But today I would like to talk about Koreans who are struggling with debt, particularly those who, despite not needing to attend to university, took out loans from the banks to attend university and are facing difficulties because of it. So until about 10 years ago, Korean parents used to believe that if their children didn't go to university, their lives would be ruined in the future. And when I was getting ready for the university, which was about 14, 13 years ago, until that time, most parents used to believe like that. But these days, people's minds have changed, and many kids actually don't go to universities these days, but there are still some, or I would say still many kids who are forced to attend to universities because of their parents. So let me make this clear once again. It's not like what it used to be in the past, about 10 years ago, but still there are many parents who force their children to go to universities, even though their children have things that they want to do. And the problem with this is, so those parents who force their children to go to universities think that they have to send their children to the best universities in Korea. So Seoul University is considered as the best university in Korea, Seoul University, and there is Goryeo University and there is Yonsei University. Seoul, Goryeo, Yonsei. And we call these three universities the Sky. Seoul for S for Seoul, K for Goryeo, Y for Yonsei. Sky Universities. And many people still think that sending their kids to one of those universities and working for one of those conglomerates after graduating one of these universities is the only way to have a successful life. But not every single kid can go to one of those best universities in Korea. And there are many young Korean workers who did go to a university because their parents forced them to, but not one of those the best ones. And they had to graduate the university, and to do that they had to borrow money from the bank, and now they are suffering because they cannot pay back the money. And they majored in something they're not even interested in. And that is one of the reasons why young workers are struggling with debt. So I know that a lot of young people these days are suffering from debt all over the world. And just like many Korean young workers, there are many young workers all over the world who cannot pay back their loans which they borrowed to graduate university. But I don't think it would be because their parents forced them to go to the university and graduate the university. And I think it's just different reason. But thank God the people's minds have changed a lot these days. So many kids these days are getting ready for what they want to do in the future when they grow up, rather than sitting down on the chair studying for 10 hours a day for like 3, 4, 5 years to go to the best universities. Anyways, that is the end of the story for today, everyone. Thank you for watching my video once again. See you next time. Bye bye.